Hi there, I'm Kande Hein, Scentsy and Velada Director for Team Firefly, and today I'm going to be talking about how to create your desirable brand. Now, I recently did the corporate training call for all consultants in New Zealand and Australia on this topic, and I got a lot of requests for the information, so I thought I would make a video for all of you. Now, just to give you a little bit about my background, I have a master's degree in marketing and I've worked for about a decade in ad agencies, helping corporations build their brand. And so I'm able to utilize that information and sort of pare it down to a personal level and on the Scentsy kind of playing field. And I'm going to give that information to you in this short 20-minute presentation. So with that, let's dive right in. Oh, and one little note, I am a stay-at-home mom like many Scentsy consultants are, and I have a deployed husband currently and a 2- and 4-year-old playing in the room. So at any moment, they may pop in and say hello, so just a heads up for that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so let's talk about personal brand. So what makes up your personal brand and what does that even mean? Yes, it's branding yourself with a Scentsy t-shirt or a bag. Yes, it's labeling your product and your business materials. It's also the experience your guests have at your parties, how you make your customers and hosts feel, the face you put out to the world on social media, and your business practices like your hours and your consistency. You are creating your brand every day. Every team and customer interaction, every social media post, and how you make people feel are constantly molding what others' perception of your brand is. So why is this important? Scentsy is a relationship business, so a desirable brand will attract customers, hosts, and recruits to you far deeper and quicker than you can ever hope to achieve with sales tactics alone. So, how do you develop this desirable brand? First, we're going to talk about online with 5 points on social media specifically. Point number 1, positivity. If you wouldn't send out a post in an email or tag all your potential customers and recruits, then don't post it. Every post lives forever and you can't take them back. With this said, you also want to stay authentic to your voice so that you're consistent and attract your true tribe of people. Number 2 is strategy. A great brand manager will constantly be strategizing the best way to nurture their brand image. Here are some ways to strategize. If you plan to post to Scentsy related things in the evening, for example, post early in the day something non-Scentsy related that will get tons of interaction. This increases the Facebook algorithms that will boost the number of people who see your profile's post higher in their newsfeed and more often. This is because Facebook figures with all that interaction, people want to see your post and they're going to serve it to them. You can use simple questions along with a picture of you for this interactive post. And a picture of you is important because you're the face of your brand. Here's some example interactive questions. What is your coffee order? And include a picture of yourself with your favorite takeout coffee. Share that you had a crazy dream and ask friends what their craziest dream was. Ask for advice about your kids. Share a couple of choices on something you're considering and ask for a vote. Next, always post considering the outcome and have a plan to the follow-up with interaction. Third, under online, we're going to talk about consistency. Now, do your favorite brands go through periods that they're closed up for shop? Or at any given time, could you go to their website or social media pages and find that they've stopped sharing for the past 2 weeks? Of course not. Then you can't either. Your presence needs to be consistent on social media. If I were to go to your Facebook page, for example, right now, would I know you're a consultant? Could we get to your website quickly to buy or join? Start working towards consistency of your brand's tagline, catchphrase, and the look now. This does not mean you have to go buy all new Scentsy branded materials, update your cards and your labels right away, but make baby steps to create that consistency to intensify the effect of your personal brand. Number 4, maximize social media's branding tools. Let's use Facebook for a prime example. First, update your employment. You don't work at Scentsy Corporate, and it doesn't do you any good for them to link to Scentsy's corporate page. So instead, say that you work at your Facebook business page, which will automatically link and directly link them to your Facebook page, which they're going to find an even more robust view of your business. Next, utilize your cover photo. Scentsy provides options every month in the monthly marketing kit uploaded to your workstation resources. C, use your profile pic. Your kids and your animals and the warmer of the month and your buddies are all adorable, but you're a business owner. Make sure it includes your face, the face of your business. If you want to include a buddy, that's great, but make sure your face is with that buddy. Next, create a note about joining your team that shows up on the left. E, change your about info so that your website listed is your Scentsy website or blog. F, add a bio. Now this is really fun. This is a brand new feature as of last week that appears at the very top of your profile. Make sure to include a good personal and business mix. It's only about 20 to 25 words, so it's not much space. So for example, I just say that I am a wife, I'm a mom, I love sushi and dachshunds and coffee, and that I am the director for Team Firefly, and then list my Scentsy website. And the great thing about that bio is it's the very top of your page now, so you can get really great exposure to your website. Next is add 5 photos. This is another new feature where you can add 5 featured photos to the top of your profile. Consider adding imagery that when you click on it has more information on buying, posting, and joining. There are those kids. You can do a lot with those 5 images. You can create word art that talks about hosting, and when they click on it, there's information there. You can add pictures of yourself, your family, your Scentsy business, a good mix. So you have a lot of fun with that, but utilize that free tool that Facebook gives us. And last, if you haven't already done it, create a Facebook business page. It's free and very powerful. And if you have a Facebook business page and you've noticed that you don't have a lot of views on that business page, that's because of a change that Facebook has recently made. But I have a video specifically on that topic if you are interested on why you should keep that page around, because you absolutely should. Okay, number 5, don't be a salesperson. Organically share how Scentsy is working in your life through product use and blessings. And as much as possible, do that through video or photos. They get over 50% more views than words alone. So many times downline tell me that they don't want to post to social media because they're going to annoy friends and family that don't want to be sold to. And you are exactly right, except for we are sharing. Don't you already share with your Facebook family when you loved a movie, when you or your kids were recognized for something important, or you share a picture of a new product that you love? With your business, share your excitement that you received an award in the mail. Share that you're in love with the new wax mix. Share a cute pic of your kids helping you make samples. Share that you can't stop smelling your laundry. The idea here is that if you share it organically, it will not feel like a jolting advertisement in their newsfeed. Instead, it will feel natural, and that's a great start to the key here, which is creating your brand that is synonymous with Scentsy and will make you top of mind with customers, hosts, and potential recruits. Okay, I also just want to make one point about your PWS, your website, since we're talking online here. you can use your About Me function to include additional information other than just a paragraph about you. That's very important to include and can help people make a decision on whether to buy or host or join with you. So that's important, but you can really utilize that space for much more. Include FAQs about joining. I like to include a corporate special. And what you can do there is if you put it at the very top of the About Us information or the About Me information, then what happens is when you post a link to Facebook, it automatically will populate a snippet of information from that About Us page, and it's the first couple of lines. So if you have a corporate special there, then that is what's going to auto-populate. So you have control over what is displaying whenever you put your main website URL link into a Facebook post. Also, if you have a strategy in place, if you're working on some kind of marketing strategy where you're really pushing a specific warmer of the month or a buddy or whatever that might be, or you're internationally recruiting, you can include that information in the About Us section as well. And then you can post, whenever you're posting a link, the link directly to that About Us page so that they're going directly to the information that you're wanting to send them to. So it's just one way that you can make your website a little bit more custom to you and how you can utilize that. Okay, next we're going to be talking about the second thing on this branding topic. So we first talked about online, and now we're going to be talking about in person. We want to get people to ask you about your business. So here are some thoughts. I hear lots that there are too many consultants in town because they see so many stickers on cars. First of all, that's silly, right? You see hundreds of cars a day. And if they see 2 cars, then all of a sudden we have a saturated market. 90% of homes use home fragrance products. So the market is virtually limitless. And it's why consultants here in the US are still thriving 11 years in. So instead, if you're branding yourself in a desirable way, then it's easy to switch you and your team's mindset to simply this. You love when you see Scentsy logos on cars because it just reminds your customers over and over of you. Because your brand is synonymous with Scentsy and that they need more product or they need to call about hosting or should finally just join your team. Here are some other ideas in person. So brand yourself in some way whenever you go out. A Scentsy t-shirt, a show-off or see-through purse, hat, or jewelry. Next, when you're out, make sure that you always exchange a sample in your information for anything received, like a receipt. Next, use compliments as a great conversation starter. There is nothing better than someone just complimenting you out of the blue on a cute shirt, your bag, your shoes, your behaved children, and those can be great ways to start a conversation. Next is to choose lines with longer waits or cashiers or other customers that look to maybe be in your demo that you can have a conversation with that is right there in line. You have a dedicated listenership, and you can really figure out in a short period of time in line what their why could be and kind of work the conversation that direction. And again, if you can get them to ask you about your business rather than you telling them about your business, that is sort of when you strike gold. So that's always sort of my fun thing that I like to do when I'm out, is see if I can get people to ask me about my business. It's a little bit of a challenge, but something that I do that is really fun, and it makes me feel less like I am kind of pushing my business in front of people, and instead they're asking me for that information. Okay, next, always exchange your information and sample with their contact information. You can do this through carrying drawing forms, an old school notepad, or my very favorite is to simply add them on Facebook right then and there. This is great because even if the time isn't right for them right then, you are now friends on Facebook. They're going to see your consistent post and organic sharing of products and information and the fun and the awards, and you're going to be top of mind for them when the time is right for them to buy, host, or join. Next, there are days we don't feel like being put together when we're out. We could be having a bad day. You could be going to the store hangry. You could be sick. My recommendation is to just not brand yourself on these days. You always want to have your best face forward. Okay, now we're going to be talking about the third facet of creating this desirable brand, and that is branding your team. And that might not be something that you've ever thought of before, and you may not even really feel like you have a team yet. But even if you have just one person on your team, then you have a team. And if you don't quite yet, it's still a great thing to start thinking about now. The earlier, the better. So when you're branding your team, first you want to formulate a culture. Again, once you have that one person underneath you, you are a leader, and you should start formulating your team's culture and find that spark that they can latch onto and rally behind. You can do this through naming of your team. For example, we are Team Firefly, #ShineOn, and we have so much fun with the use of fireflies, childlike wonder, playing on the word shine. One of my director's team themes is all around Hollywood glamour. So they have fun with Marilyn Monroe quotes and that whole vintage theme and era. So that's really fun and something that her team can really kind of wrap their heads around and rally behind. Okay, next is to give yourself a logo. Do you have a team logo your team can rally behind? If not, that might be something that you can do. You can do these through a million different apps. You can go to Fiverr at fiverr.com, have one created for $5. You can do these things in a really inexpensive way. Next is to set expectations. If you want your team to hit shooting star and sensational start, then set that expectation. Say, we are Team Firefly and we hit shooting star. We hit sensational start level 2s and level 3s. We shoot for annual mentor award. So you have to set that expectation up early. Next is to reward behaviors that are in line with the culture that you want to create. Utilize your culture outline to write a mission statement to further solidify your team's brand. This can be simple, and it just answers the question of what your culture is and what the expectations are in one succinct statement. Then, as your team's leader or brand ambassador, it is your job to always ensure that your brand and your team's brand is in sync with what you aspire them to be. It's like a great marriage. It requires constant work and communication. And finally, your personal brand will reflect your team's mission statement and values. We talked about reflecting a positive brand. Another importance of this is that you'll be leading by example. Your frontline will follow your lead. So if you're consistent, engaged, transparent, vulnerable, positive, and persistent, they will be too. Okay, now we're going to be talking about brand inventory. So to wrap up, let's do a quick brand exercise by taking inventory of your current brand. So if you don't already, get a pencil out and write these down. First, I want you to go to your personal profile, and in 5 seconds, can you find an indication that you are a consultant? Number 2, look at only the last 10 posts on your personal page. If these are the only clues for a potential recruit about you, what do they say about the personality of your brand? Number 3, consider that a customer is talking to a friend about their Scentsy consultant. How do they describe your brand? 4, if your brand was a celebrity, who would best emulate it and why? Are you a Tom Hanks? Consistent, strong, long-lasting? Are you Amy Poehler? Funny, quick-witted, and creative? What about Julia Roberts? Classic, honest, put together, and happy? Or does your brand best emulate a celebrity that's inconsistent, pessimistic, or ungrateful? Okay, now we're going to be talking about this desired brand. So remember, your brand is not what you say it is. Nobody can say what their brand is, just like a corporation can't convince you what their brand is. Walmart, for example, can't say that we have the latest styles at boutique prices, for example. They can't say that no matter how, well, they can say that, but we're not going to believe that. That's not their brand. That's not what's authentic to them. But whenever they say, we have the best prices to get your family more, then that's something that we can believe a little bit more. It's how you make people feel, what experience you give, and what the overall makeup of your story looks like. That's your brand. If you took inventory and your brand is not as desirable as you want it to be, then take steps today to develop it to attract your ideal customers, hosts, and recruits. Thank you so much for listening in. I hope you got some bite-sized pieces of information that you can really take straight away and utilize for your business. If you have any questions, please comment if you're watching this through YouTube, or message me if we're friends on Facebook, or just contact me in any way that works best for you, and I will answer your questions. Again, thanks so much for your time, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.